Hey, what's going on, everybody? So this is part 2 to my super Nazi zombie secret video thing, whatever. So if you haven't seen part 1, you should probably check that out because it's got loads of information. Now, in this particular video, we're actually going to talk about the new 4 characters, not Mob of the Dead, because if you've actually seen part 1 of this particular video theory thing, Mob of the Dead is self-explanatory. Okay, for those of you who have watched part 1, the whole Mob of the Dead thing should be self-explanatory. But we're going to talk about our new characters, the Transit Mode and Die Rise characters. Now, based upon what I said in the first part, let's assume these guys are just in a game. Okay? Now, they can't have this huge, big Nazi zombies secret thing without having the Black Ops 2 characters within the same world, right? Well, whatever happens in this particular world can change over time. You know, it's a real world with unrealistic things in it, like zombies and power-ups and Perca-Colas and, you know, crazy stuff like that. But the people inside are real, and they can die, but they respawn, right? Now, go ahead and say that's not right, because I remember seeing it in Die Rise. Okay, now here's where it gets a little crazy, and it connects with our 4 original characters. If you look at some of the old black guys' quotes, okay, I don't remember his name, I guess it's Russ Man. Correct me if I'm wrong. I really don't know. Sorry, I had to take a drink there. Throat's killing me. His quotes make him sound very, very pedophile-ish. I mean, some of his quotes have hard candy and children in the same sentence. That's usually not good. So, and because of his attire, I don't think he's a candy man either, so let's just assume that he's a pedophile, right? Well, what about the conspiracy theorist guy? What is he? Well, it's not until Die Rise that we figure out that this guy, he's a little creepy. There's a picture of him eating zombies. So it is my opinion, okay, this isn't a fact, but he's a motherfucking cannibal. So in his time in real life, he is a motherfucking cannibal. Simply put, he's a motherfucking cannibal. Now, what about, the nerdy guy, right? You know, he's such a pussy in Nazi Zombies, he couldn't possibly be bad. Well, I watched a movie the other day that actually reminded me of something. And that movie, and there may be spoilers ahead, or in fact there actually are going to be spoilers ahead, so if you don't want to hear any of this, well, sucks to be you. But we're going to talk about the movie Predators. In that movie, there's a character that does not belong throughout the entire movie. Now, this guy seems like he's really smart, he's kind of a doctor, you know, everything like that, but he's a motherfucking pussy. Well, it's not found out until basically the end of the movie. That dude's a fucking serial killer. He's crazy. I mean, he does the craziest shit. He, like, kills people in the weirdest ways, or I guess it's implied that he does. It's just really crazy, right? So let's think about it. This nerdy dude is playing off all being like a little pussy. How crazy would it be to find out that he is a straight-up serial killer? That would be pretty damn crazy, right? Now, if you watch my part 1 video, in that one, we discussed that our 4 main characters all had quite a bit of bad things they did in the past, in real life. But once again, just like Ting Dempsey, I can't put a finger on what exactly Misty has done. You know, she looks, in video game terms, she doesn't look ugly, okay? You know, She's got a pretty big rack. She looks normal. She's kind of got a weird voice, and she wears a trucker hat. So what would a girl like that do in real life? Now, let's, I've already taken up the place of a serial killer, a cannibal, and a pedophile. So what does a woman do? What do women do that might be crazy? Well, I really couldn't think of anything, but here's a guess. This is open for discussion, but I think she's one of those women that will marry a guy and kill him for his money. Marry another guy, kill him for his money, and, keep doing that sort of thing. I think she's actually one of those. So, that's a guess, right? So we've got our characters. We got our characters on the playing field. Now, like I said, the realm itself can be shaped by the people that are there. So after Ting Dempsey and those guys start fucking everything, our 4 new characters come in a little bit later, right? So these guys show up, and they're just, it's not really known, or they don't really say anything about getting there, or they don't talk about their past all too much, and there's really no biography given for these 4 new characters. So it is my belief that some of these characters were actually in Black Ops 2 somewhere. Now, as with World at War, they probably did not have the same voice actors, but it is my belief that the Misty character is simply the woman who is flying, I want to call it the Harrier, but it's not the Harrier. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Haven't played the Black Ops 2 campaign in a long time. She's the female pilot of the airplane. Now, I don't know what she did in real life, and, military people, they have to do some really crazy stuff. But, maybe she bombed innocent people on purpose or something, I don't know. Now, as far as the other characters, there really isn't a place that I can pinpoint them. And I guess if, I don't really know this, but if the 4 new characters are brand new models or whatever, they didn't copy and paste them, then of course that would blow that whole little thing out of the water. But as far as everything else, I think they're in a game. It's kind of gameception or whatever, crazy people call it these days. I honestly think this is literally all just a game. They have programmed memories, and it's basically their punishment for killing people in real life in the weirdest ways. So, I don't know. Incredibly odd. There's no real easy way to explain it. But, it also, in a weird way, does not answer the question of other people within the Nazi zombie storyline. We've got Sophia, Dr. Maxis, and many other characters, and, Gary and Brock from Shangri-La. It's not really known as to where those characters are, or, where they came from, and that sort of thing. So, I believe that those characters either do not exist, or when certain things are happening in the world, either all 4 of our characters hear them and they're actually there, or they're not there. And it's kind of hard to explain that, but Gary and Brock is kind of a perfect example of this. I don't think that Gary and Brock are actually there. I think that these characters were placed there, or at least their voices can be heard in that location simply because it's Shangri-La. Maybe it's kind of like a Bermuda Triangle sort of thing, I don't know. once again, I can't exactly explain all of the other characters that we have not seen 100%. I just can't. So I think probably the best way to sum up those characters is that they're just there. You know, they're not there, but they're just there. There's no actual person there. It's false memories implanted into our characters' minds, and it's false voices and that sort of thing. So you might be wondering, okay, well, why does Richtofen and, of course, the new conspiracy theorist guy, why do they hear voices in their head? Well, it's all a part of the game, you know? Why be the creator of the game if you don't have an influence in it? You see what I'm saying? So that's basically what it leads up to, I think. So if you guys want me to do a part 3 on this for the Mob of the Dead characters, I can surely do that. Just let me know. Basically, if one of you guys just in the comments below says, hey, put out a part 3, I'll do it. All it takes is one person. Fully interactive, this channel, you know, put down in the comment section what you guys want, and we will go from there. So in this particular section, I guess, obviously, our 4 new characters are in the same world, just farther in time along the world. It may actually be very well possible that they're secluded to a different dimension within that hellish realm. So, to close this video, like I said, you guys can like, favorite, comment, subscribe, you know, do all of that. Of course, every YouTuber asks for that. But like I said, this is fully interactive. If you guys want me to do a video over just Dare Reese itself or whatever, you know, the Mob of the Dead characters, I can do that. It's easy, you know, no problem. Just let me know, and I'll get back to you with a full-on video. So that's it. I will talk to you guys later.